What's going on, guys? Zach here with Precision Wildlife. I'm currently heading out to an inspection. Figured I'd take you guys along with me so that you can kind of see what our inspection process looks like. Quick backstory on this call. It is a rental house we're heading out to, and we received a call from the landlord stating that her tenant was hearing some noises in the attic. A couple weeks back, they sent out a different company, and this company identified it as squirrels. However, they set some traps, were unsuccessful with trapping the animal. The tenant strongly disagrees that it is actually squirrels they're dealing with. She said it sounds like there's a very large dog running around inside her attic. So that's kind of the backstory of that call. We're headed out there. Hopefully we can get this pinpointed for the landlord and the tenant as well and provide a good solution for them. So let's go check this out. Very interesting looking squirrel there. Well, now that we know it is certainly not a squirrel, we're dealing with a raccoon here. I'm gonna head back to the truck, slide my cougar paws on, which are my roofing shoes. These guys right here. It's a little wet outside, so always wanna make sure we put these on. I'll slide these on real quick, and then we'll do a walk around the house. I'll show you guys that process. Here we are on the outside. The first thing I always like to do during my inspections is I'll do a walk around from the ground level, checking all these soffits. The raccoons love to pull those down. You can also get a good idea of the roof and the layout for once I get up there. I can have my pattern down on exactly how I want to move around. Looping around to the back side here, again, we want to check all of these soffits to make sure nothing's been pulled down or ripped apart. They all look good so far. It's important to note a lot of the times with the raccoons, their entry points cannot be visible from the ground unless they're getting into one of these soffits. So, ooh, check this out. That appears to be some drip edge along the roof line that's been ripped out. So we'll want to check that out once we get up there. But other than that, everything from the ground level looks great. So I'll go ahead and set up my ladder here, and we'll get access to the roof. And look at that, with some raccoon poop in there. So this raccoon chewed a hole straight through this roof here. There's another one over here. There's that drip edge that was pulled out that we saw from the ground level. This here is what these raccoons are capable of. They'll start pulling up, the shingles themselves, exposing all this wood. Then over time it starts to deteriorate and get super soft, which makes it very easy for these raccoons to gain access to. Now, what is our solution here? One thing with Precision Wildlife, our company, we are not advocates of, you see we got two different holes here. We certainly are not advocates of just placing a trap down there on the ground and hoping this raccoon wanders into it. Secondly, we are also not advocates of simply placing a trap right here and hoping the raccoon wanders into it. A lot of times these raccoons become trap smart, meaning they can see these traps, they look at the trap and they know exactly what's going on and they won't even bother with it. Or they'll walk around the back and be able to grab all the bait and basically bypass the trap. So the three main components to our trapping process, we've coined it our tri-block trapping system. The first thing are the traps we use. We invest in the highest quality traps that our industry has to offer. These traps have a completely different trigger mechanism that requires no bait at all, which we'll dive deeper into in another video. We'll do a video just about the traps themselves and how beneficial these are and how amazing they are. The second thing is all of our traps we build out custom funnels with. So our trap would be positioned right outside this entry point, and then we would build a custom funnel that would lead the raccoon straight from the entry directly into our trap. That way it cannot bypass it. At that same time, this hole here, we would place screening over it. Now it's important to note we are by no means roofers. So as far as repairing this roof, that's a bit outside of our scope of work, our expertise. So we would refer this out to a roofing contractor that we work with. So for now, we would just place some screening over this, get it fastened down. That way the raccoons can't pop up, see our trap over here, and then head over to this hole here. The third thing that we do with all of our trapping is 24/7 video monitoring. So when we come here and set up our trap with our funnel, we would also install a camera that gives us eyes here 24/7 throughout the night when these raccoons are most active. That's what we have coined our tri-block trapping system, and that's what puts us in the best possible position for success. So as you could imagine, our trapping system, it's a bit more sophisticated and requires more upfront work, meaning it takes more time to set up. But something that's important to note here is the longer these raccoons are inside your attic, the more time they have to wreak havoc and create damage and eat into things, claw into things, chew into things, and we realize that. So the quicker we can get these guys trapped and relocated, the less time they have to be doing that. I'll hop up here just to make sure there's nothing else going on, no other damage or holes that have been chewed through the roof. We've got some ridge vent here. The raccoons are notorious for being able to stick their paws up under this ridge vent and tear that off, getting beneath the ridge vent itself, which this ridge vent here looks all great. Chimneys are capped, which is awesome. Fairly simple roof with great visibility, so we can easily look around, make sure there's no other holes. Checks out. Now I will go touch base with the homeowner, actually the tenant, both the tenant and the landlord, let them know exactly what's going on, where these holes are at, provide them our solution to this problem with tri-block trapping system. If you guys have any questions about our inspection process, our trapping system, drop it down below in the comments. Happy to get those answered for you, and we will see you guys in the next video.